What to do when there are no people to work. The numbers just came out in Australia for our unemployment rate, and it came in at a 41-year low of 3.5%. 3.5%. Now, this was a bit shocking to me because it seemed unusual because the news has been filled with businesses folding, falling over, collapsing, just particularly building firms. A lot of the builders here are just like, hey, too expensive, too little materials, too hard, we're going under. And so my thoughts were, hey, we should have been heading up for unemployment, but no, lowest in 41 years. And I was talking to a friend, I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? And he's like, haven't you heard? The baby boomers are retiring. I'm like, what? Oh, hang on. Yeah, I knew the baby boomers were retiring. I thought that was due in like 2, 3, 5, 10 years time. And he's like, nah, COVID's brought them all forward. They're all quitting. They're like, hey, I've had enough. I'm out. And they are a massive chunk of the population. So what we're seeing is a lot of people retiring and a lot of people just not available to work. We do not have immigration much at the moment. Doors have been closed for 2 years. And also, there's still a bunch of funny diseases going on. There's the monkeypox, there's foot and mouth that could affect Australian cattle. Generally opening the doors to immigration might take a little bit longer. And even like travel's becoming more difficult. Australia's always been a hard place to immigrate to anyway. But right now, it's not like we have the 200,000 people that come pre-COVID, that were coming pre-COVID. And this has led to a significant problem. And that is, hey, there's not enough people to do the work. Signs up everywhere. Hey, we need workers, we need workers, we need workers. So between those two factors, one, baby boomers retiring, and number two, immigration, and possibly even number three, there's like this general sense of like, hey, I'm not going to sign up for a 9-to-5 grind that I hate amongst those that can work, those that are perfectly capable of working. Then I don't want to do the grind. I'm not signing up for what my parents signed up or my grandparents signed up for. If it's not in my soul's purpose, then I'm going to say no. I'm going to keep seeking that soul purpose. But that doesn't really help when there's work to be done. So what are you going to do? This is a difficult problem. The assumption that you are dealing with is that people are working somewhere close to their capacity. And I would argue that people are operating nowhere near their capacity. Nowhere near their capacity. There is so many errors, so many stuff ups, so many... You see this, things showing up late, things showing up misplaced. I'm building a shed at the moment. They reckon they sent half the shed. Half the shed's missing. And I'm like, what's going on? They said, well, they're so far behind that they're sending shipments in multiple shipments. And then someone on the receiving end then has to try and piece it together. And so all of these pieces for different sheds are getting mixed up together. So you got like half of your shed and then 3 lots of other people's sheds. So we had to send back, and then I'm like, oh man. And this isn't just happening in shed building, this is across the build. So that assumption that your people are working close, that my people are working close to capacity, well, I do have a little advantage. And that is, I understand systems and processes, which means that I can do a whole lot more. My team can do a whole lot more with small numbers of people and get a whole lot more done. Why? Because we don't have to make mistakes, do things over and over, restart and go, where was I up to? I got clear optics on what's going on. And this all comes from systems. Systems and processes must come before adding more people. You will not be able to outgrow a systems and processes problem with people. It will exacerbate. What works with a small team, 2, 3, 5 people, as you start to grow and you hit 12 and certainly up to 25 and beyond, you are running into major logistics problems. People just can't see what other people are doing. They can't see what's due. They've got no ability to go, hey, this is what I was working on. And they end up working probably for 2.5 hours out of their 8-hour day. So right there, if let's say for ease and convenience, they actually do 2 hours work a day, you could ramp that up and get them working 6 hours a day. And now you do not need to hire 2 more people. You just got your one person to work 3 times better to actually achieve 6 hours of work in their 8-hour workday. And now you can actually probably remove half your workforce. This may sound terrifying, but know that there is an urgent desire for more work. For more workers, there's so much work. So when you release half your workforce, particularly if those other businesses start to work out how systems and processes can significantly increase the productivity, then we might just get out of here with some hope. If not, it doesn't look so good. It doesn't look so good. Perhaps you're sensing this. I've certainly sensed it. I've had these weird dreams where there's this giant tidal wave comes and just they printed $150 trillion or something. Some ridiculous amount of money has been printed, all while supply has contracted and logistics problems have dominated reality. This means inflation's going through the roof unless we can find the way out. It's not coming from doing what we've always done. We have to somehow dramatically skip the productivity curve. I know where I'm putting my money. Where are you putting yours? If you want some help, head over to systemio.dev, where we can help with systems and processes to get your team working 3 times harder, 3 times better, 3 times more productively, and start putting profits back into your pocket despite whatever's going on in the economy. Thanks for tuning in today. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode as we continue this journey into the power of systems to create results. See you then.